Hi, friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy on this Thursday, December 8th, where I feel like we have more news to talk about today than I can remember in a long time. Just so much stuff. And things from entertainment news, political news, just shit that I give a shit about news. So likely you guys care about it too. DC has a ton of stuff to talk about. Is DC getting a full reboot? We know that Wonder Woman 3 was canceled yesterday, but also what's happening with Superman, what's happening with Black Adam, what is happening with Jason Momoa, who's possibly going to be Lobo. All of that we're going to discuss what we want, what we think's happening, and what a timeline on that might be. Plus, Rush Hour 4 is in the works. Okay, let's go Rush Hour 4. I saw that this morning, was like, some people are very happy about this today. Then things that I was very happy about this morning when I woke up. Brittney Griner is on her fucking way home. She is on her way home. You can't fuck with me today. I do not want to hear it. I understand there are so many other people who deserve to be able to come home. She was one of them, and she's on her way home. We're going to take the fucking W. Doesn't mean you stop fighting, just means we acknowledge it as a W that she is coming home. There is other stuff around the situation, but Brittney Griner deserved to be home. She certainly didn't deserve to be there for as long as she was. She didn't deserve to be there at all. And so I'm happy she's coming home. And Zelensky is Time Magazine Person of the Year, which I predicted early on. So tons of stuff, plus questions, comments, concerns from you, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, super chat in. Let me know what you're thinking. I am live every single day for all of December, so you guys don't have to go through this crazy end of the year by yourself. It is the 8th, which means it's my 8th day going live in a row. The last couple were very short ones as I was doing shit. One of them I was really hungover going to Disney, dropped stuff all over myself yesterday, trying to make it all work. Today, we are here for a full ass show. So please show up, show out, send that support. And I appreciate you guys all. Happy holiday season, or as Glenn says, whatever adjective works, because we all get to choose what kind of day or what kind of season we are having. Who is going to be our first Streamlabber of the day? Yesterday, we didn't get any Streamlabs in. Oh, what did I just do? Downloaded something. Sounds good, Rock. Sounds good. Okay, let's talk about DC. Let's start with DC. Is DC getting a full reboot? This is what I want to know. Do you guys think yes or no? A full reboot means that we're not going to see is any of the Justice League characters we've seen in the past with movies going forward. So Aquaman already in the can. We're going to see it. Flash, I guess we're going to see that. But nothing else has been shot. We don't have a solo Batman movie. Don't have a solo Superman movie. Wonder Woman 3 was just scrapped. And we know that we don't have a Cyborg movie. So do you guys think that we are getting a full and complete reboot? And if so, how do you feel about that? It is starting to seem like Zaslav brought in Gunn and Safran and is really saying, what do you think we should do? And I'm starting to think what they thought was we should do a full reboot. There's a couple different issues with this, but there's also a lot of pros. One of the main issues is the Henry Cavill of it all. Now, for those of you guys who have always been rooting for Henry Cavill as Superman, y'all saw something before I did, because I remember seeing Man of Steel. I didn't love the movie, and I had a really hard time separating Henry Cavill from that movie. But after that, by the time we saw BVS and Justice League and even his brief appearance at the end of Black Adam, I've been so on board with Henry Cavill as Superman because he just is fucking Superman. He's Superman. And I love the way he's spoken about the franchise and all of the years since. You know, the cape's in my closet whenever they want me. He obviously loved being Superman. He wanted more of a shot at being Superman. And then this year, we know that he left The Witcher, a franchise that he loves, a franchise that he has been a part of for seasons, and he left it, all of us assuming that he left it because After Black Adam, he was about to play Superman again, and he couldn't do both things. If that is the case, and Henry Cavill left The Witcher to be Superman, and we never see him as Superman again, they did him dirty. I understand the whole franchise is bigger than just one actor, but if that's the case, they did him dirty. I mean, if we never get to see a Man of Steel 2 with Henry Cavill, and he left The Witcher, if I was him, I would be like, y'all serious? Kidding me? The fuck? But he's not going to be like that. I doubt it. Although I'm sure internally, but he seems to have a really good head on his shoulder and doesn't seem to burn many bridges, which is why I think he's still very much so around. Let's go into the Streamlabs, see what you guys have to say. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Paul 3JP with the first Streamlab of the day says DCEU, I don't think we call it that anymore, is absolutely getting rebooted. The actors in the current roles will most likely all get replaced. With regard to BG, I agree. Brittney, it's a great thing she's coming home. Question for you. Do you think her coming home is worth the trade with the Warlord? I'm going to get to Brittney's stuff in a little bit, and I definitely will answer that question. I appreciate you asking, and I think it's a very fair question. But sticking on the DC stuff, you're saying that they're all going to get replaced. Are you saying you don't think we're going to see the next Aquaman movie and we're not going to see a release of the Flash movie? Because I think there's just no way we don't see those things. And then after that, I believe it's seeming like they're all going to get replaced. Also, what does this mean for Patty Jenkins, right? So we know Wonder Woman 3 is getting the axe. Patty Jenkins turned down or left working on her Star Wars movie, presumably for a combination of Wonder Woman and Cleopatra. What's happening with Patty Jenkins? How is she feeling? Because she's getting a bit of the runaround too. And obviously right now I'm talking about the faces of these franchises, but there's so many other people that are affected here. People who are behind the scenes, people who've been working years at certain things. We know that Patty Jenkins has been developing Wonder Woman 3 for quite some time. And so for it to get the axe, I wonder if Safran and Gunn didn't like the pitch. And so, we don't know that there's never going to be a Wonder Woman 3. We know that Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman 3 is scrapped. We know that Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman 3 is not moving forward. We don't know that there's never going to be another Wonder Woman. This could not be a reboot situation. We could see all of these actors again, and it just might not be this version of Wonder Woman 3 that we're seeing. So there's so much to speculate on, and until we know more, which I think we will in the next coming weeks, but if not, top of the year, till we know more, all we can do is kind of predict what's happening here. What do you guys think? Streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Again, if I had to guess, I think we're going to see Aquaman, we're going to see Flash. And then are they truly going to scrap the rest of it? Oh, I'm so 50-50 on if they will and if they should. Wonder Woman 2, in hindsight, not good. Not the worst movie I've ever seen, but not good. The first Wonder Woman movie is my favorite of the DC. What do they say it's called now? It's not the DCEU. It's just called the DCU, I think. Of the DCU. I loved Wonder Woman. It's my favorite of the movies since this most recent era. I loved that movie. But the second one didn't leave you clamoring for a third one. I still want a third one, though. But do I just want a reboot? You guys let me know what you're thinking. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Get in your predictions, get in your desires, get in your thoughts, bits, bots, thoughts, and twats towards the end of the year. I would love for you guys to let your voices be heard. We will come back to that, but in more movie news, anybody excited for Rush Hour 4? I think that this is a funny announcement. I don't know why I wasn't expecting it, because there's been talk for a long time about it, but Jackie Chan today says Rush Hour 4 is in the works and teases drama film he has directed for women. This is coming from Deadline. Says that he made a rare onstage appearance at the Red Sea Film Festival on Thursday, just today, where he told fans that he's currently in talks to make a fourth Rush Hour movie. He said, quote, "We're talking about part 4 right now." He didn't say it like that, but that's just how I'm saying it. I'm saying it. Is this good news? Do you guys think that the Rush Hour movies should just quit while they're ahead? Do you want to see a Rush Hour 4? I just liked the movies so much when I was a kid, but I haven't watched them in so long. I don't know. Ooh, looking at the name Brett Ratner. No. No. IGN says Jackie Chan confirms Rush Hour 4. He says that they're talking about it. I don't know if that's a confirmation for sure, but he says they're talking about it. Okay, there's more though. All right, he says, "It's happening. This is going to be the rush of all rushes. Jackie is ready, and we want to do this so that people don't ever forget it." But I guess that was Chris Tucker in 2018. Wow. And since then, there's been a full-blown pandemic. Let it die or watch it live. And will this be the last one if it is a thing? What would you guys want to see? What would you not want to see? Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Talk to me about Rush Hour 4. I can't believe that there have been 3 Rush Hour movies. I only kind of remember 2 of them. Rush Hour 3. When did that come out? When is the last time a Rush Hour movie came out? Y'all know this off the top of your head or what? Let's see. Rush Hour. The first one was 98. The second one was 2001. The third one was 2007. Okay. So big jumps between those, but an even bigger one between this. That's a minute ago. And I don't think the soonest we would see a 4 would be in 2024, right? There's no way they could turn this around for 2023. 2024, 2025. Is that something you guys would be looking forward to? In the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Let's see what's going on in here. Apollo says, what's up, Apollo? Thanks for being my first and second Streamlab of the day. He says, no, of course, both Flash and Aquaman will still come out. Yeah, okay. WB, I mean, people are sometimes online saying that they won't because of the way that they can't Batgirl, but I think that those things are so different. And I think we're also still going to see Blue Beetle, obviously. WB has already too much money on those to completely scrap them. People will be able to see them in theaters, but after their release, it's going to be a hard reset. Place your bets now. Shall we talk casting? If you had to today cast a new Superman, a new Batman, and a new Wonder Woman, we'll just stick with those 3 for now. And by the way, if they do a new Flash, they have to go Wally West at this point. I just feel like there's just been so much fucking Barry Allen content. I really would love to see a Wally West, but all right. Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman. Who are you guys casting? Let's see who should play Wonder Woman. I always love these casting lists that are so fun. Okay, so this is coming from Game Rant, who says if they are doing a new Wonder Woman movie or recast, who should it be? Number 7, they said Ana de Armas. I love her in Knives Out. I love her in general. She's an interesting choice. She's so endearing. I could definitely see it. Elodie Young, who played Elektra in Daredevil. I feel like I could see that a little less. She was really great in that, and I interviewed her there. She already did the superhero thing bit, though. Jamie Alexander, they're putting on their list, from Thor, Love and Thunder. I think that would be a weird casting, too. Kaya Scodelario. Who is that? Oh, appeared on Skins and The Maze Runner. I did love The Maze Runner. I know who this is. Bizarre choice. Adrian Palicki, who, as we know, did star in the Wonder Woman pilot, the TV pilot that was unaired. That would be an interesting casting choice. Alexandra Daddario, I think, she would crush this. She's very, very fucking good. And Katie Cassidy. I think that would be weird, too. Katie Cassidy, after playing Black Canary on Arrow for so many years, and Laurel Lance, I don't think that would make much sense. Of this list, I almost think that Ana de Armas is the strongest pick. Screen Rant, they did a list as well. This list is coming from a couple years ago. They have Adrian Palicki on there. They have Angelina Jolie. I don't know about that. They have Sarah Michelle Gellar. I don't know about that. They have Megan Fox. Okay. They have Gina Carano. So you know this is an old list and a not good choice. Megan Gale. Megan Gale signed on to play the character and almost made Justice League mortal by George Miller in 2007. Oh, yeah. Jessica Biel. They have Elodie Young on here too. And Jamie Alexander, a lot of crossover. Olga Kurylenko, who I don't recognize. Oh, Quantum of Solace, which I did not see. James Bond movie. All right. How are you guys feeling about any of these? Who would you want to see as Wonder Woman? Is there any dream casting of yours? Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. I would love to hear from you. Let's see what they think about Superman. Who should play Superman? Okay. Michael B. Jordan. We've been waiting for that for so long. John Krasinski. Don't think that's the best casting choice. Richard Madden. That doesn't make any sense anymore. Taron Egerton. Still thinking he's going to be Wolverine. Finn Wittrock. Okay. I could see it. Matt Bomer. Could also see that. Liam Hemsworth. Could definitely see that too, especially after hearing about his Thor audition, which makes sense. I feel like we're missing some big people, though. A lot of Finn Wittrock on these lists. This list is coming from Screen Rant. They had listed Jonathan Majors, who would have been great, but obviously doesn't make sense anymore. John Hamm. I never thought that was the right casting for this. Michael Ealy. Interesting. I could see that. Tom Welling. I get what they'd be going, but it's so silly to reboot and then put him in it, I think. But he is great. Richard Madden's on this list. How do you guys feel? Who would make the best Superman? Who would you guys want to see? Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Super chat in. Let me know your dream casting scenarios. Still Apollo with the only $2 bill, y'all. Streamlabs of the day. Come on, everybody. I'm here every day in December. Show up, show out. Spread that holiday cheer. Let's see about Batman. Who do these websites have listed for who could play Batman? Henry Golding. He would fucking crush. Could also see him as Superman, honestly. Oscar Isaac. Interesting choice. They have Michael B. I don't see him as much as Batman as I do as Superman. Timothy Chalamet. That makes no sense to me. Liam Hemsworth. Can't see it. Mahershala Ali. He can kind of do anything, but I don't immediately picture him as Batman. This list from Goliath is Ryan Gosling, Taylor Kitsch, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Josh Brolin, John Hamm. John Hamm's name getting thrown around for everything. Christian Bale. Wouldn't we love to see it? Tom Hardy. Would you guys just want to see Robert Pattinson slip right in and take that seat? I don't know. There could be a way to do it. Multiverse that shit, yo. If we're rebooting and his stuff's doing well. Anyway, would you want to see it? Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Who is your dream cast? Send it in throughout the show. Let me know if you guys have one. Also, things in the world that I wanted to talk about today. Not in the world of movie news, but Brittney Griner. She's coming home. And I know that people have controversial opinions about this online because of what we had to do in order to secure her coming home. And I get it. You don't ever want dangerous people on the streets. You don't. But I feel like I would have given anything for her to come home. And maybe that's just my bleeding heart. I think what happened to her is so fucking wrong. And I think that the way that people talk about it online is so fucking disgusting. Feel like the stigma on cannabis is insane, especially when it comes to Black people, especially when it comes to Black women. I think that this is grotesque that people were like, well, she broke the law. She deserves to be there. I think that she was probably so badly in the months that she was there. I don't know that she'll ever recover in her whole life fully and wholly. None of us can claim that we know what that is like, being in a Russian prison cell because you had a vape pen on you. I feel like if she had been in the NBA, the discourse would be completely different for who we traded for her. I feel like if this had been LeBron, people would not be blinking twice. And I didn't even mention the part that not only is she a black woman, but she's a black queer woman. And so, of course, the fucking internet is going crazy about her. I think that Biden did what he had to fucking do to get her home. And I'm telling you guys, from like the bottom of my soul, I don't think she did one thing wrong, regardless of knowing if the law there is that, like, we know that there are laws everywhere that are fucking insane, and it's a medication. Cannabis is a medication that people use, and she had it with her. The amount of times that I have weed in my bag, I have no idea I have a pen in there even. It's not like she was like, let me on purpose try to do something fucking horrible. And she did something that doesn't deserve to end up like that. And do I wish that we could have traded her for somebody who was not an arms dealer? Of course, but they weren't going to get her back to us. She deserves to be back with her wife. And it sucks that that's the way things work, but she's an American citizen. And again, the conversations would be different if she was not a black lesbian woman. They just would be different. And if it wasn't, and if people didn't have such weird fucking thoughts about cannabis, it's just disgusting the way people are talking about this. Really disgusting. Yeah, I think it's awful. I cannot explain the relief I felt when I saw that she's coming home. I feel like this could have been any one of my friends. Any one of my friends. This easily could have been me. Easily could have been a friend of mine. I had a lot of friends who played basketball overseas. She didn't play overseas, but she was traveling overseas. And it just could have been anybody because it's a fucking plant. She didn't do anything. She didn't do anything wrong. She didn't hurt anybody. She just didn't. And I'll stand by that forever, despite how much fucking heat I'm getting from people being like, she broke the law. Go fuck yourselves, you morons. Go fuck yourselves, you morons. And tell me that there's not an ounce of what you're saying that has to do with the fact that you're either slightly sexist, racist, or homophobic. Because I don't think anybody out there who is saying she deserved to be in prison for 9 years isn't either a little bit sexist, a little bit racist, or a little bit homophobic. That is how I feel. Cena says, Roxy, darling, you are white. They wouldn't even keep you in a cell overnight. LOL. Probably facts, Cena. When I say it could have happened to me, I don't even mean the punishment. I just mean I could have been going through security easily with a pen at the bottom of my bag. You're so right, babe, that when I say it could have happened to me, as in anybody that I know could have been in that situation that she was in, it wouldn't have resulted the way that hers did. And that's the part of this world that's not okay. Fucked up. Fucked up. So fucking happy she is coming home. I felt like it was a little interesting that they announced, when Biden announced that she's on her way home. I almost wish they just waited till she was here, because I was like, I don't even want to know that she's in the air in case something. Just let me know when she's touchdown. Ash says in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/RoxyDryer, our second Streamlabber of the day. Thank you, Ash. The age range on these options is crazy. Do you think the big three should be around the same age? Yeah, I thought that too when we were going through all the Justice League people. I was like, wow, like some people, like Timothée Chalamet, what? He's like 12? No, I'm just kidding. He's like 25. And then we're talking about some people who are in their 50s. What age do you think? I feel like some of these choices when you're in 50 are dumb choices. Ash, I'm with you, because when they're signing on for a franchise, I don't know about dumb choice, but when you're signing on for a franchise like this, you are kind of signing up for like 15 years, 10 years, 15. I mean, just like a long, long time of your life. And so it's just, I think that people in their 30s, mid 30s, great. I don't know that they all need to be the exact same age, but maybe within a decade of each other, because that makes sense to me. But not all of them. Like, I think the Flash can be younger than the rest of them. And it depends on the version of Batman you're going with, but he could be a little older, like Batman in his 40s, a Soup and Wonder Woman in their 30s, and Flash in uh, the 20s, something like that. I'm not even mentioning Cyborg because I don't even know if they're going to go with Cyborg as part of the Justice League or what they're doing, but his age is more contingent on the story that they're telling. So that, um, yeah, yeah, and again, like, also depends on what Flash they're going with. Are you going with Kid Flash? Or are we just Barry Allening the rest of our lives? Oh, boy. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Good question, Ash. I appreciate it. I don't think pushing 50 is, like, crazy unheard of, but I do think it is interesting to have such a big age gap, especially when you're trying to sign people on for so long. That would be truly wild. Is there any world in which we do see Ray Fisher back at any point in time? Do you think yes, no, maybe so? Let me know. Let me know. All right, my friends. The other thing I want to talk about before we got out of here, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, is Zelensky is Time Magazine Person of the Year. I called this. I'm not trying to say I'm a genius, but I called this. It's not just Zelensky, though. It is Zelensky and the spirit of Ukraine, which I loved. What's gone on with Ukrainian people is so fucking sad and fucked up and devastating. And the fact that he and the spirit of Ukraine are Time Person of the Year is a relief, because knowing how Time plays sometimes, I was a little worried that they were going to give it to Putin, which would have been so fucking stupid. I think Zelensky, this is what Time wrote on Instagram. It says Times 2022 Person of the Year. Zelensky, spirit of Ukraine. Zelensky's success as a wartime leader has relied on the fact that courage is contagious, writes Simon Schuster. It's spread through Ukraine's political leadership in the first days of the invasion, as everyone realized the president had stuck around. His professional instincts, derived from a lifetime as an actor on the stage, meant he knew how to read a crowd and react to its moods and expectations. Now his audience was the world. He was determined not to let them down. Courage came to define his fellow Ukrainians, too. Instead of running for their lives, many Ukrainians grabbed whatever weapons they could find and ran to defend their towns and cities against an invading force armed with tanks and attack helicopters. And then you can read more. I just really do think that while nobody's a perfect person, what an incredible leader he has been to not run, to stay. And it seems like Ukraine had no fucking shot without him. And that is what the difference in a leader inspiring their people can do. Yeah, he's unbelievably inspirational to me. And I'm also really grateful it's the third time a Jew in almost 100 years of them doing, or 100 people of the year that they have done. There have been 3 Jews, and he's one of them. And I'm proud to call him a fellow Jew. We are getting out of here soon, so streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Any last minute questions, comments, concerns? We have a super chat coming in from Spidey. Don't forget, guys, I love the super chats, but super chat does take 50%. YouTube takes 50% of the money. So if you would like your creators to get more, please Streamlabs and streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Spidey Sensei says, Roxy, do actors in Hollywood have to submit full medical histories before they get hired for a job? Always wondered that after hearing about Chadwick Boseman's situation. It completely depends on the job. It completely depends on the job and what you're trying to do. Yeah. So it varies for whatever you are trying to do. For most things, you cannot request somebody's entire medical history, but for different movies where different things are required of you, there are different requirements. So Yes. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Let's see what any final Streamlabs coming in from you guys have to say. Nope, just the Apollo one and the Ash one today. Y'all, let's go. Come on. All right, my friends, thank you for talking with me about all the DC shenanigans and kind of going over some dream casting of that for Rush Hour 4. It seems like you guys were a little lukewarm on Rush Hour 4, which I get. For Brittney Griner, which, again, mixed. Y'all are a little mixed on that, which is upsetting to me. And Zelensky, which everybody seems to be behind as well. Would love to hear more from you guys in the super chat, in the Streamlabs. And always thank you for being here. Again, it is a fucked up time of year. Please check on people. I'm here every single day this month, whether it's for 15 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes, whatever. I am here with you guys so you can see a friendly face every day, familiar face every day, just so that you guys don't have to go through this fucked up time alone, because times get weird around the holidays, and I get it. They really do. I am going to be staying in LA this year, solo dolo. For those of you guys who do that for the holiday season, I hear you. I feel you. It is so fucking hard. It's hard to watch everybody go celebrate or go home to their loved ones or to whatever and be by yourself. And so just in case you're stressing about that, I got you and I'm here. Ash sent in another Streamlabs. Thank you, Ash. Streamlabs.com/RoxyStar. He says, I agree that the internet in general would be much more understanding if it were a LeBron or something. But I don't think releasing a war criminal responsible for deaths of millions across the Middle East in exchange for any athlete or celebs is worth it. Yeah, I think that's interesting. We all have different thoughts on that. And I don't know what the alternative was, Ash. Are you okay with letting her sit there and rot and be abused in a different prison system? Because I don't know what the alternative was, and except for 9 years of her life. And is that the alternative that you're suggesting? Because neither of these things are okay, but one of those things I think is less acceptable than the other. All right, my friends. Goodbye to you, my friends, and I. Shout out to everybody who watched live in the chat today. Appreciate all of you guys. Before we get out of here, quick shout out to Alex and Christopher and Joseph and Al Moses and John and Cena and Mike and Joseph and Ryan and Greg, Cena and Jeremy and Melissa and Chris and M. Wamba and Mike and Redford and Spidey and Ray and keep scrolling, Robin and Sam and Nano and Mega and all of the people, Steve, all of the people. I appreciate every single one of you being here today. Amir, Scott, Tom. Yeah. Thank you. I will be back tomorrow on Friday. I'm going to do only stupid answers in the morning, and then in the afternoon I'll be here. So probably around 12:15, 12:30. And then I'll be there on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's almost Hanukkah, guys. Well, I'll be here for every day of that too. Much love. Stay safe, stay sane. Put down the toilet seat and lid. We don't want those plumes. Don't talk about the Holocaust. Just for all the people lost their lives due to excessive force. My body, my choice. Wherever you're on the rainbow, we love you. We stand with the women of Iran, who, by the way, Time Magazine, I believe, named the heroes of the year, which I was happy about, the women of Iran, because they truly are. And they named the icon of the year Michelle Yeoh, which I was like, it's kind of the icon of the century, but, at least we got that. All right. I'm glad that, Cena, you needed this show today. I'm glad we were here. I'm super glad about that and that you got this great community. If you're not watching this live, don't forget you can Streamlabs between shows, streamlabs.com/RoxyStar, and I'll read it the next time. Chris says, tears have been flowing all day. What's going on, Chris? I hope that you're okay. And as always, ending these shows with golden sparkles for Glenn, always and always. We love you. We're rooting for a safe, swift recovery for you. Thinking about you, my dear, even though I don't know that you're listening to this. Oh, last minute Streamlabs coming in from Lloyd Nance, who just says in here, hi, Roxy. Hi, Lloyd. Thanks for being here. All right, my dears. Later.